Okay, so after Shiyan, the next destination was Chongqing. This time, I'm off to Chongqing. I went to Shiyan last time out, but now I've gone to the very place that opened my eyes to how lively Chinese cities can be. This is the second time I've been to a tier 1 city. I've also been to Guangzhou. I haven't visited Shanghai or Beijing yet, although Beijing is now quite high up my list of places to go, along with Harbin. As we walk through the airport here, we have a nice little buzz about us because we're going from Shiyan, which is very quiet and slow-paced, to Chongqing, which is the complete opposite. Also, I first became interested in China when I was at uni, and YouTube recommended me a video titled Chongqing, China 4K Walking Vlog. That day, I was watching the video in my bedroom with my friend who is joining me for this trip. So both of us have this shared excitement to arrive in a city that 3 years ago we were amazed by. The metro takes about 40 minutes to get from the airport to the center of Chongqing, and immediately seeing the city, it didn't fall short of my expectations at all. I really do love how much greenery there is all around the city. Almost all pictures of Chongqing are during the night, but it looks beautiful during the day as well. Of course, I booked us an esports hotel. I just love them. Esports hotel of the year as well, or something, I guess. So we cannot go wrong, right? I didn't realize this, but there's a famous thing called the Leziba or Leziba station. I don't know how to say it. I've only seen it written. And I just so happened to book a hotel that was right next to it. My friend was very excited to see this. And when we got there, wow, I have never seen so many foreigners in China before. I am telling you, 2 years in China, and this trip in Chongqing has more foreigners than what I've seen since I've lived here. You don't see them here, but that's because I forgot my recording equipment back at home. So I recorded way less here And it's a real shame because I met so many people in the city and had small talks and interactions with them. But I don't want to just whip out my camera and stick it in their face, you know? Usually on my trips, I wear a chest rig and just leave my camera rolling for long periods. And I feel it's a lot less rude if I have my camera already recording and I speak to someone, right? And they can see it on my chest pointing at them, right? I feel like this is a lot better than me just whipping out a camera in the middle of a conversation and sticking it in their face, you know? Either way, this was just so underwhelming, in my opinion. It's just a train going through a building. I get that it's supposed to be a residential building, but I don't know. It's still just a building. I did not care for this at all. I generally just enjoy seeing all the trains above the ground, actually. That, in fact, is very cool. We spent a good few hours walking around looking at everything. Online, I've regularly seen comments and videos about how this city is confusing with its levels, but actually, I wasn't once confused about that. I don't know why, but I feel it's quite obvious what the ground level is, and I could be wrong about this, 100% I could, but it seems you only go down to the lower levels for residential reasons. The only times I saw the opportunity to leave the normal ground level was to enter apartment complexes. Also, here's a good example for why you should make sure to not forget your glasses back in the hotel.
Can I speak, mate?
I can't lie, the vibes in this area were immaculate. Just pure relaxation and beauty. Lots of people exercising and walking around. Slowly, people were gathering all around the beach, getting ready to see Hongya Cave. Because yes, we're actually stood right across from the famous Hongya Cave. This is one of the main things in my entire life I've been excited to see with my own eyes. It still wasn't quite dark, so it doesn't look as amazing just yet. But we did remember in the video that we watched 3 years ago, you can walk across the bridge. So that's exactly what we went to do. It's at this point we realized two things. One, Chongqing is exhausting. Even a casual stroll or a walk turns into climbing lots of steps or going uphill. Secondly, how lively it is, because we are clearly not the only ones who came to see this today. I don't think there's many things that are going to beat Hongya Cave when it comes to eye candy. The Tian Ten Buddha in Hong Kong and the Grand Buddha Temple in Guangzhou are both must-sees and absolutely beautiful, and this might be above both of them. We headed down into the building itself, and if you're a lover of food, you will be in heaven. However, it is a bit confusing as to what's open or where we can go. You see here on the board how many levels there are, and we tried to walk places at each level, but it seems nothing was open except 2 floors. I'm not sure, in the video we saw a couple years ago, you could just walk onto each floor and do different things, but either way, yeah, enjoy. Hello. Who are you? So yeah, that was the end of day 1, and day 2 was about to be one of the most punishing days of my life. And yes, I climbed Wudang Mountain a few days ago before this. So Wuhan, where I'm from, is hot. Chongqing is also hot. Both can reach 40 degrees in the summer. The problem though is that Wuhan is flat. Chongqing is constantly up and down stairs or hills. You won't realize how massive that difference is until you shower, walk out of your apartment, climb one flight of stairs, and you are immediately sweating. Your hair is greasy and you need to change your clothes, and your journey has just begun for the day. Why did I say journey like that? I just said journey. Journey. Definitely journey. 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 So, I didn't know this, but it's recommended that you do not visit the city in July or August because of the heat. Though, I am a big walker, especially if I'm visiting somewhere. I want to walk everywhere. That is just the worst thing you can do here. To combat the heat, we did buy umbrellas. That didn't help much, I think. Either way, after quite a punishing walk, we finally arrived at... I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Mountain City Alley. Yeah, maybe it's called Mountain City Alley. Oh, that's Harry Potter, right? Wait, one of these Harry Potter? Oh, Harry Potter? Is this where we're walking? best gelato ice cream. I guess I don't think it's got gelato ice cream, but yeah, it's the best gelato there is. SpongeBob if he did a lot of drugs. Now, this was low-key one of the best places I saw during this trip. I loved it. It was so cute and cozy. I mean, you did see they have cats too as well, right? Which is, of course, awesome. You're acting like it's hot or something, mate.
Just a little bit.
You're acting like it's hot, huh?
Yeah.
Next, we went to Longmenhao and Xiaohao Lane. Oh, and you probably noticed a humming sound in the background during the last clips. That's because at Mountain City Alley, I bought a fan trying really hard to fight off the heat, and it's just the loudest one ever made, I guess. Which means that there's a lot of background audio I've had to lower massively because you can just hear an annoying buzzing sound. Well, that, and sometimes we're just speaking about really stupid things. We saw so many other exhausted looking people. Everyone else was doing the same as us. Umbrellas, mini fans, looking dead inside. It was cool, and the pictures you can get from the top of this place are very nice, but I will say it's not anything special. It seems to be a big tourist attraction, but I'm not really sure why. Compared to Mountain Alley, this was just Yibanban, you know? Is this the same one? We were dying, so we realized we need to just start getting taxis everywhere and enjoy this charming Cantonese version of Take My Breath Away. Take my breath away. Sorry. Now we're on to Jifang Street. Again, I don't know which things are famous online. I don't really use Instagram or TikTok, but my friend informed me that we were coming up to an area that was everywhere on Western social media, and that this was the Cyberpunk area. I too had heard Chongqing be called Cyberpunk before, so holy moly, my excitement just went through the roof with what I'm about to see. And here it is. So call me jaded, because you know, I've lived in China now long enough to see a shit ton of neon lights. This is that online place. Looks pretty cool, right? But yeah, that's it. The rest of it is this. The rest of it is just normal China. So yeah, funny as hell, all the foreigners who are just coming here to see a couple lights. That's it. Because these neon lights, they're in Wuhan, they're in Guangzhou, they're in every other Chinese city. Now, I think you can see how funny I find this, because there was quite a few foreigners outside of this shopping center, and yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's just a shopping center. If you walk forward for 30 seconds, you'll immediately be out of the cyberpunk city. I think this just goes to show that many travelers embellish the things they see. They edit the colors, they add filters, and they use different angles that kind of just make things look way bigger and better than they truly are. Luckily, we were right next to another place we want to see, Shibati. I do love that China is modern. I like technology. I love futuristic things and having faith that we will progress as a species. So forward-thinking architecture is one of my favorite things to see. But also, I do love to see traditional architecture, and that's exactly what Shibati is. After this, we headed home to rest, and the next day we weren't leaving the hotel at all because we were just done. More me than my friend. But yeah, our energy levels were quite low, and I just wanted to get a solid amount of rest. As a side note, another great thing about living in China is not ever needing to worry about my safety. Here, this is a place that would have my anxiety flying through the roof every time I needed to walk through one of these places in England. Hoping and praying that there's no chavs or roadmen or crackheads who are gonna try to do something to me. Here, it's just never happening. In 2 years, I haven't even come close to someone trying to fight me or hurt me physically. Whereas in England, that happened many, many times. Okay, so the next day, we had 3 things we wanted to achieve. Firstly, the zoo. My friend loves pandas, well, who doesn't anyways, and he wants to see them. Now, it is the summer and it's hot as hell, so yeah, most of the zoo was empty. Barely any animals were out, and I did know this would happen. I figured most of the animals would be sleeping because of the heat, but it was so cheap to go in, I figured why not give it a try anyways, right? Second, we wanted to use the cable car. If you're scared of heights like me, if you watched my previous Shiyan video, you should know I'm really scared at this point, but actually, it wasn't bad at all. The cable car is quite big and it's steady. This was a fantastic ride, and the view was of course awesome.
Stick your head, hands, mobile phones, cameras, or other items out of the window.
1楼、10楼、15楼形成3个进出口，通过卢金廊桥分别通向3条街。这旅游景区，在乘坐飞机上述奢华消费的80年代，对市民里程
Our third goal was the eye in the clouds, but we were too late and it was closed. On our final day, we went to Fueling to find the 816 bunker. It's a short train ride, but you will need to get a taxi to drive you to the bunker. It is a 1 hour drive to get there. Luckily, we met a super cool driver that we made friends with on the way there. I even have him now on WeChat as a friend. Then from the entrance, they'll get you onto a shuttle bus that only drives for about a minute, because I assume it's because you're not allowed to just walk around unattended. This part will be short because honestly, there isn't much to see inside. There's pretty much mostly empty rooms and a few tunnels with lights. And then there's the memorabilia rooms, and that's it. That's all there is. There's nothing else.
Oi! Fucking foreigner getting in my way.
So we met up with our taxi driver again, and he took us all the way back to the station. Sadly, I will suggest to not visit this bunker because it takes about 4 to 5 hours out of your day, and it's not that interesting in my opinion. We missed it the night before, but we got back when it was dark, and we went straight to the eye in the clouds. Now, I apologize here if you really want to see the view from the top, but I just couldn't do it. I tried really hard. I climbed up the steps bit by bit. I just couldn't get up the final set of steps. I was right under it. But this staircase is on the edge corner of the building. So when you walk up them, you can't even see that you're on a building anymore, if that makes sense. Either way, something we realized on this day is that we should probably have visited one of their tourist centers like this one here you can see, because they are everywhere. And it seems they have all the info about every possible tourist thing you could do. So, final thoughts. Chongqing is every bit as awesome as I imagined it to be. I am wondering how the city would feel in a lower heat because it feels so relaxing, but then there's points where you feel like you're doing military training just by trying to get to a place that is only 200 meters away. I wish I had it on camera, but the people are quite open. Many people spoke to me as we walked around. It was also fascinating seeing so many people with full arm tattoos. I've also been told by Chinese people that Chongqing has the most beautiful women, and I was surprised by their dress style, which is a lot different. It's, how to say, it's very open or kind of Western in a way. I would say both the men and women dress in a very Western style. Chongqing is now in my top 3 Chinese cities so far, alongside Wuhan and Qingdao. That's it. Bye-bye. Yep, you can go now. You can leave. Bye. The video's finished. You can leave now.